Hello everyone, my name is Benjamin Kumagum, a recording artist who goes by the stage name Benjamin Spatos. And this is the Music and Mental Health Online Reflections, session 4. You're welcome to this session. If you're watching this on social media, please feel free to engage with us through the comments, share this video with those people who you feel would want to know more about mental health matters, and just share with us what you think we should be talking about. you know Remember that this is not about me or Naga or anybody who is part of this meeting. It's about each and every one of us. It's about everyone, and these online discussions have been focused on ensuring that we as individuals have a better understanding about mental health issues. For a very long time, me and a number of people in our country or in the world at large have these burning questions that have not been answered. And because of that, they've taken the wrong decisions. They've not known how to handle the mental health conditions that they've had. So we're using these online discussions to try and throw more light on some of these things. Hi, Naga. How are you doing?
Oh, hi. I'm okay. Sorry, I just had to fix something small, but I'm okay. How are you?
I'm fine. So I was thinking to start off this discussion, I could start it off with a song.
Yeah, sure. I mean, your music is a new breather every day, so we could do that. No problem.
Okay. So today I want to just do an acapella of Rihanna's song, Diamond. And I think everybody out there needs to know that they are diamonds, and we need to
Okay.
embrace that about ourselves, and just not be overwhelmed by the negativity in this world. And so yeah, I'll just do a short chorus, and we will begin. So shine bright tonight, you and I were beautiful like diamonds in the sky. I so alike. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Yeah, that was a diamond. Diamonds or diamond? I'm not very sure exactly, but yeah, it's one of my favorite songs actually this month. I love it so much. Um, okay, so having done diamond, I'll go straight to the agenda. Today's topic will be anxiety. I know anxiety is a really broad subject, and we can't entirely consume it in one go today, especially given the fact that we only have about an hour or less. But we can talk about what we can. We can talk about the
Your
basics. We
next.
can talk about um, simple things, and see how to talk more about it in the next discussions. The beauty about these discussions is that we're having them every after 2 weeks. So if we discuss about something and you feel like, okay, we didn't talk about
Personally, everyone has that.
this time. Um, yeah. So if you feel like we've talked about something during this meeting and you're not entirely uh, satisfied about it, you can always ask us. through the comments in the video or through the chat here as we are concluding. Tell us about what you really think we should talk about the next session. Is there something you really want us to shine more light on? And also, in the previous recordings for the previous meetings are available on our YouTube channel, Benjamin Spatos. So you can always get to have a recap of what we've been discussing about. So yeah, the last session we were talking about suicide among the youth, but we also talked about suicide in general. So if that would be something that you would want to look at or to watch if you weren't part of the session last time. Anyways, enough talking for me. Naiga, kindly just give us a brief introduction to anxiety, and yeah, we start from there and then see how to go.
Okay, thank you so much, Benjamin. Well, when you told me that we are going to talk about anxiety, I got it myself. Anxiety is not my strong suit. I don't know. It's one of those things that I feel like someone who always experiences it or who has experienced it before in a deeper way should always be the one to talk about that topic, because I feel like it speaks more home to them. But we are here to share, we are here to learn. We are here, sorry about that, if someone was calling me. We are here to share, we are here to learn. Benjamin, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. First, share with the people about what you know about anxiety, and have you ever had anxiety before? Have you ever felt anxious? And then I will start from there. I will pick up from there, and then we just go all the way. Benjamin, did you hear me?
Yeah, I had you. So,
okay.
I think each and every one of us has an encounter of anxiety, and if you were to ask me, my understanding of anxiety is well, it's your natural body's response to stress, and that kind of feeling of fear, or anticipation about what's to come, and these feelings or these should we call them feelings or emotions? But then these kind of feelings or these kinds of things we feel, they are natural, as long as they come and they go. But then it transforms into a disorder if you come out of control of these feelings. If you have a fear.
Benjamin, you're so low. We can't really hear you so clearly.
Okay. How about now?
Still low. We can hear, but it's still low.
Let's see. Okay. How about there? Okay, because I'm using earphones, I think that's why. I may have to just hold them close to my mouth.
Oh, better? I think it's because of the headsets, but that's okay. I think you can continue, because that's how headsets work.
Yeah, okay. I'll just I'll increase my volume a bit then.
Okay.
Yeah. So so to me, I feel like anxiety is something that we all have, to different levels or to different extents, over different matters or issues. I could have the fear of starting or of joining or a new job. I got a new job and I have that anxiety, of how is it going to be like for me in a new space? How are these people going to think about me? How is my boss going to treat me in the first moment? Am I going to impress them? You know, am I going to am I going to do a good job? Are they going to am I going to have haters? Am I going to make friends on the first day? So um, anxiety can come in so many different forms. It could come from just a simple fear about a job, or it could be a fear about. Uh, it could even be about certain animals or creatures that you probably don't want to have around you, and just somebody talking about them can get you uncomfortable and settled. Um, so that feeling of that kind of fear about what's to come um, is normal. It's something that we all have at some point in time, but then it's only normal if it comes and goes. But then if it's something that uh, you have no control over, like say, okay, let me use the same example of a job. You get this new job and you just can't come over that fear of starting a new job to the
Yeah,
point that it probably makes you not even be able to show up for work, you know, because
yeah, true.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's
Well, you've done an amazing job at telling us what anxiety is, how it feels, and all those things. So I just want to say, anxiety is in intense, excessive, and persistent worry and fear about everyday situations. Like you said, it's a job, it's an interview, it's getting on a stage for you every day. It's talking to new people every day. It's about COVID-19, the pandemic that has happened. It's about the lockdown. It's about the loss of a job. It's about the gaining of a job. It's about everyday situations. Yeah. Uh, Repeated episodes of sudden feelings of intense anxiety and fear can reach like a peak, and when they reach a sudden peak, they can cause a panic attack. A panic attack is, when you feel like you can't breathe anymore. It can feel like a heart attack, but in this time around, you yourself, you feel everything. You're not going to maybe lose one of your sides or anything, but you can even faint because of a panic attack. You lose yourself, you panic, you sweat, you shake, you tremble, everything in, like, you get almost all the signs and symptoms of anxiety into that one time. Yeah. And then for most people, we get anxious. Everyone gets anxious, but that does not mean that you are actually diagnosed with anxiety. We get anxious, yes. You get anxious because you have a job interview, but then you move past that. You get anxious because of the pandemic, and then some of us move past that. Some of us have moved past that, but we are still, some people are actually um are having anxiety disorder because they were from the previous time up to date, they have been having the same symptoms every now and then. Every time they hear the word corona, every time they see the news and they talk about corona. So in short, anxiety is diagnosed after 6 months. So 6 months of persistency in the signs and symptoms, which we are going to see. If they diagnose you after these 6 months and these symptoms have been persisting through that entire time, then you are having an anxiety disorder. But Benjamin, you and I, when we get to fear maybe to talk in public, like how I felt about talking anxiety, I was anxious. I was like, oh my God, what am I really going to say? I do know this, but I'm not so perfect at it. No one is perfect, but then, you get that feeling of so many people are going to watch this video and they will need to hear, the right information. And then I got anxious. but that does not mean I am actually having an anxiety disorder. The only time I get to have an anxiety disorder is if I've actually been diagnosed and it has persisted for 6 months and above. Yeah. So I know most people would, sorry, I get to jot down things so that I share things that I've already written down, and so what are the common signs and symptoms of anxiety? So we have fear, we have, oh, by the way, when you talked about fear, I need people to know that, for example, in Luganda, let me share that, not even in Luganda, in English, there are two words. There is fear and then there is anxiety. You get, like I said, we all get anxious about something. That is why when I said persistent worry and fear about everyday situations. So with fear, you have a combination of worry and fear together to make up anxiety. But worry alone can stand on its own. Fear alone can stand on its own. But with anxiety, you have both worry and fear in the same box. So for example, I said something that worry is more of a thought. I worry about tomorrow. Yeah. Well, as anxiety, you feel it through your entire body. That is why you get to sweat. That is why you get to have shortness of breath. That is why you can tremble. That is why you get to have so many signs at the same time. Yet worry may just be in your head and it doesn't, physically manifest itself. We have worry is more verbally focused. Yeah, it triggers. It just triggers problem solving. So worry is more of a problem solving. You worry about something and you're saying, okay, so what? Yeah, that is worry. And it's through mental images. It triggers panic. So while you're having anxiety, you're probably thinking, oh my God, I'm going to fall off the stage. I'm going to fall off the stage. What am I going to do? But you're not solving the problem. Yeah. Yet with worry, you're like, oh my God, I'm worried. What if I fall off the stage? So you say, okay, if I'm a lady, I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to wear high heels. I'm going to wear sneakers. But with anxiety, you are not solving the problem. You're worried that you're going to fall off the stage, but you're still going with the high heels, okay? Which can trigger panic. So there's so many differences between worry and anxiety, worry and fear and anxiety, but we are basically here for anxiety. So we have an anxiety symptoms such as panic or fear of the unseen. Then we have a feeling of, that you're always in danger. Your life is in danger 24/7. Yeah. Then we have sleeping problems. And I'm sure so many people from the first pandemic up to now, so many people developed sleeping problems because they are anxious. And Benjamin, me and we heard that the president is going to speak on the 29th, I think, or he may speak. We believe that he's going to speak after the 42 days are done. And trust me, so many people are already anxious about it. So many people are wondering, what is he going to say next? Is he increasing the days? Is he reducing the days? What are we going to do? Do I close my business? People are thinking, beyond. And they're picturing everything in their heads, Worry stops at just, okay, so if he closes, what is my plan B? But anxiety, people don't usually have a plan B because it gets too much, it gets too crowded in the head. So we have people sweating, people being numb, tingling hands, not being able to stay calm. These are all signs. These are all symptoms of anxiety. Shortness of breath, thinking about a problem over and over and over and over again, inability to concentrate. So these are some of the signs. And if someone is out there and watching this video and is like, you're not on your ticking list. Okay, I have that, I have that, I have that, I have that, I have this, I get this once in a while. Maybe it's time you get tested for anxiety disorder, because you may be having it and you're struggling without help. Yeah. So what are some of the causes of anxiety? Because we now know what the signs and symptoms are. Someone will be asking, what could cause anxiety? So we do have genetics. Maybe your parents, one of your parents suffered from anxiety disorder, and genetically you also got it. There is the brain chemistry. Then we have the environmental stressors. Like I usually give this example because now we are in the pandemic. COVID-19 has caused so many people to go into anxiety disorder. We have the locking down of schools. Students are becoming more anxious every day. They're not sure. Someone is saying, oh my God, am I going to spend three to 2 years in one class? So they're already anxious about, about the situation, but then they're not solving the problem by saying, okay, you know what, let me study so that next time I go to a new school, take an interview and get to another class. Yeah. We have drug withdrawal or misuse. Anxiety is one of the side effects of of someone who has actually stopped taking alcohol, stopped using drugs. Anxiety is one of the side effects of that, because this person is now constantly straight. Their mind is not intoxicated. And so most of the things that they have not been used to without the drug come new to them. So they start panicking, they start having these anxiety attacks. So yeah, drug withdrawal and misuse. Then we have medical conditions. Some medication can also cause anxiety. People that are suffering from chronic conditions are prone to actually developing anxiety due to the medication that they take. I do not know which particular medication causes it, but it is said that some medication can cause anxiety. So, and then let us look at who are more at risk. Yeah. Sorry for the background noise. Who are more at risk at actually getting anxiety disorder? So we have something like history of a mental illness. Like I said, maybe you had depression before. Now you're out of the depression, but then, anxiety comes and kicks in. So there is history of a mental health disorder. And then we have a childhood trauma or childhood sexual abuse. But then we also have trauma itself. It may not be childhood trauma. It may be the trauma that happened in adult life. You've seen people that maybe had someone die in a car crash. And then they tell you, I am never getting in a car. I was in a car accident. I saw my friends or I saw my relatives pass away in a car accident. I am never sitting in a car. And every time they think about sitting in a car, or every time they see a car, their minds go, they go way beyond what they actually can control. So we have negative life events, like I said, the pandemic is one of those negative life events. And pandemic is causing so many mental health challenges. People have developed depression, people have developed anxiety, acute stress disorders. It's causing so many disorders that even just looking at anxiety itself is something that I consider. Sorry for the background noise. Someone may be asking, are you riding a border or what? No, I stay close to the road. I stay close to the road, so I get to hear these cars. So, like I was saying, we have so many things happening that so many disorders are coming up. So anxiety is actually also one of those disorders that are coming up. So we have severe illness. It could also cause anxiety, low self-esteem. Low self-esteem and anxiety and depression are often linked together. So many researchers have linked those three together. And I think one of these days we should get to talk about low self-esteem, because people have looked at self-esteem as something. I think people think it's a luxury to have self-esteem. I think people have looked at self-esteem as, oh my God, that person shows off. They have so much self-esteem, they step on people's heads. So I think one of these days we should actually look at self-esteem and clarify what self-esteem is, because maybe people are actually misunderstanding this. So when we talk about anxiety, anxiety itself is a disorder, but then it has, I don't know, should I call them types? Should I call them, branches of anxiety? So we have generalized anxiety. Yeah. So generalized anxiety, it's what most of us probably get, like someone who fears almost anything. And then we have the panic disorder under anxiety. And then we have social anxiety. Now, social anxiety is worrying about everyday social situations, maybe being in a crowd, maybe meeting someone, maybe you get it. So anything social is connected to social anxiety. Then we have the phobias, fear of the heights, fear of tight spaces, fear of enclosed places. And then we also have selective mutism. Now, selective mutism is among its children. Yeah, it's a type of anxiety in children or kids that are speaking. Yeah, kids that suffer from selective mutism are kids that speak around family members, but outside their family members, they never speak. So while parents will start saying, oh, my child is so shy, I don't know why they don't speak when we're in a social gathering, but at home they speak. Maybe these parents should consider that the child actually has selective mutism and it's a form of anxiety, and they should consider how to help this child, okay? I think people will bear with me that they have seen kids that have talked at a certain level, 3 years, 4 years, kids are talking, but then maybe when someone dear or close to them actually passes away, these kids stop to talk. And when you don't pay attention, they will stay that way. They will forever want to stay that way. They will forever not want to talk. But I think parents should also consider seeking help for these children. Yeah. Then we have medication-induced anxiety, and I talked about it as a cause, but it's also one type of anxiety. And once we get to know all these things, I think our biggest question is, how do we get past this? How do we get past the anxiety? How do we get past the feeling of numbness, the feeling of sweaty palms, the feeling of not sure what to say next, the feeling of the feeling of you can't sleep because you're anxious about, if I sleep, I don't know if I wake up, what do we do? So these some of the tips on how to deal with anxiety. Learn to give yourself a timeout. If something is causing you anxiousness, I don't know if you see this advert on DSTV or GoTV, the one that goes like Kevin Hart starts saying, oh, timeout, I need a timeout. Yeah. So yes, we probably need to learn to time out. Then we need to eat well. People that usually suffer from anxiety are advised to stay away from caffeine. Try to have enough rest. How do we get to have enough rest, yet we are already anxious about resting, yet we are already anxious about, putting my head down to sleep. So they tell people, count until you can't count anymore. Count yourself to sleep. It's not easy, but it can help. People, it has proven to work. I myself, I sing myself to sleep. I listen to music. I can sing the first 10 songs, but trust me, by the time I get to the 12th song, I don't think I can take it anymore. My brain is exhausted. I feel my entire body is telling me, no, why? What are you doing to me? So this is where music therapy comes in. Sing yourself to sleep. Dance yourself before bed so that your entire body is tired. And then when you're done showering and you sit on that bed, you end up lying on that bed and you end up saying, oh my God, I just need to rest. Do your best. Anxiety is tricky. What works for me may not work for you. What works for someone else may not work for you, but do your best to see that, you overcome this. Accept that you can't control everything in life. We barely control 1% of the things in our lives. There's so many things we can't control. So, accept that you can't control A, B, C, D, but then you can probably control the X. So stick to the X and leave the A, B, C, D. Welcome humor. People that are anxious, if you're suffering from anxiety and people around you are trying to cheer you up, light you up, don't think that maybe they don't understand the situation you're in because they have never actually suffered from anxiety, but they've actually been anxious before about something. So maybe it's time when they want to cheer you up, maybe it's time you accept, the cheers. Let's have a positive attitude. Have a positive attitude that you're going to overcome this. When you're anxious and you start saying, oh my God, I'm never going to come out of this. I'm always going to be like this. I was born to be anxious. Anxiety runs in my blood. There's so many things you'll say. But if you are positive, you keep a positive mind that, yeah, this is a situation that I'm going to overcome. I am going to work my best to see that I come out of this. Get involved in different things. Get involved in groups of people that are dealing with anxiety. Benjamin, did you know that in Uganda, people don't like those things? When people hear that there is a group where people meet, if you're dealing with depression, join that group. People, I'm not going to air out my business in strangers, among strangers. Hey, I can't do that, but trust me. Group therapy helps. Benjamin, group therapy helps. Talking about something among these people that actually know what it feels like it's medicine itself. Knowing that someone has actually struggled with anxiety. For you, you may have struggled with anxiety for the past 1 year, but knowing that someone has struggled with anxiety for the past 3-4 years, and you hear from them and you hear their experiences and you hear how they've actually overcome certain symptoms, how they've actually improved, will make you different, will make you feel different. You will get tips from someone who has actually overcome this. Sharing, but someone has been there and someone has moved past that. All different level of talk to someone, yeah, but also yourself. You don't just snap out of anxiety. You don't just snap out of mental illnesses. But you want disorders are lifelong disorders. Like disorders still give us a room to improve. You come from a level A to a level B to a level C, Let me use an example of, we all know how HIV is. People suffer from HIV, but then they get to a point where it's undetected in their blood, right? It's undetected. So some of these illnesses, let me use an example of bipolar, or let me use an example of schizophrenia. It is going to be with you. You are going to die with it. But the issue is, have you moved past the first stages? Are you at a level where you can work, you can start up a family, you can get involved with different people? Because that means you're taking your medication, you're receiving the therapy, and you're combining every little help that you can get. And at the end of the day, you're also patient with yourself. So even with anxiety, these same things work. Some people will take medication for anxiety, and others will combine it with, therapy. Others, therapy is just enough for them to, to get better. So in my conclusion, as I am concluding, how to help anyone in this pandemic who is dealing with anxiety. I think let's learn to set up small attainable goals. Benjamin, if I tell you how my previous pandemic plan was, I set up goals and I thought they were attainable. How does a person who has never worked out start saying, I am going to work out for the next 4 months of this pandemic, I am going to lose this many pounds for the next. Benjamin, I am not lying. The previous pandemic, I worked out for 1 week. 1 week, and I sat down and told myself, okay, here goes my goals of working out. But if I had put down attainable goals of, let me start with skipping a rope, and I see, maybe I will love it and maybe want to, get to another thing, add something to that. And trust me, when I learned this lockdown, I will tell you, this whole 42 days, I have been working out, because I started with skipping the rope. Skipping the rope progressed to something else. So let's set small attainable goals. Let's use the technology around us. In this pandemic, you need to keep on your toes. If you had a business and it closed down, but you still have some of your things around with you, and you are anxious about, oh my God, where am I going to get money for this, for that? Let's use the technology available. Let's sell off those things so that we reduce on the anxiety of what am I going to put on my plate. Yeah. Let's establish a routine. Establishing a routine helps. Most people have, wake up, sleep, wake up, sleep. Actually, no, the routine is, for most people, the routine is wake up, eat, sit around, watch TV, eat, sleep. Yeah. But what if we mixed it up a bit? What if we were spontaneous, and in your routine you add, do something different today, and then you sit down and do something different? I am that spontaneous. I know that in my routine every day I need to do something different. Okay, apart from the days I know, okay, I'm supposed to be working with Benjamin, but then other days I am spontaneous. I do something different. I try out something different. So it will help, reduce your anxiety during this pandemic. Creativity, let out your creativity. This is the time for you to try out. Were you really good at art back in high school, or you were just lucky then? Yeah, draw something, paint something, try out new things. Bring out your creativity in order to actually deal with your anxiety. When you feel anxious, do something to make you calm down a bit, okay? Get physical, do exercises, skip a rope, run around, do sit-ups, do anything that keeps you physical. And then we have, be part of something bigger. I'm glad I'm part of something bigger. I look forward in a week for these videos to happen. I look forward to Benjamin sending me a message of, hi Marie, could we do this as the next topic? I look forward to that. It gives me sorry for the background noise. It gives me a sense of being part of something bigger. I don't know how many people get to watch these YouTube videos, but I am so sure one day, one time, I'll bypass someone, they tell me, you changed my life during the pandemic. And I'll go like, Benjamin changed mine as well. He gave me a new routine. So I'm glad I changed yours. So I think we should learn to be part of something bigger. Make a difference with your phone. Share information on your phone. Instead of sharing things that are going to make people more anxious, share things that are actually going to help them, calm down, be more happy about life. And then we have stick to trustworthy resources. We get anxious about, oh my God, is the president going to increase on the lockdown? He's going to increase. He's going to increase. He's going to say till the end of the da, 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 da. What are the genuine resources saying? Nothing. So let's stick to that. Plan for what you can. Focus on problem solving rather than the problem. Draw up plans that you can actually, work with. Take time off. Benjamin, there's so many things that we can do, and the list is endless. But I think I would like to advise people, if you are in this boat, you can seek for help. If you feel like I can't put my business, if you're the type of people that think sharing with someone is putting your business out there, I think let's learn to use our funds for the purpose that goes beyond just researching things that don't benefit us. Let's use our phones. Search, how can I deal with my anxiety? If you don't know what you're suffering from, Google came, type in, I sweat a lot, I have shortness of breath. What can that be? And maybe Google can help you out, and they can also give you more tips on how to overcome your anxiety. But there are people out there that are willing to support you, and organizations like Mental Health Focus Uganda are there to help people. Reach out to them, reach out for their help. Benjamin and I have these videos on YouTube, on his YouTube channel. Look, comment there, and maybe Benjamin will be like, okay, let me give you more information. Maybe you can reach out to Maria directly. But right now and has a question and they would like to ask something about anxiety. But like I say, learning does not just stop from here. We can research about these things and we can get continuous help. So Benjamin, back to you.
Wow, wow, wow. That was really very insightful. Um, I'm always like very excited to have these discussions with you, Mary, because every day not every day, every session I learn something new. You know, I've known a thing or two about anxiety, but then to have a more detailed understanding from you is really important, especially about um, the point at which it's gauged a condition after 6 months, and it's so many people like during this time, the COVID pandemic time, are anxious about so many things. On top of what the president is going to say, is he going to add on to another 2 months or 2 weeks or whichever? But then the causes of the anxiety that we have vary, and some of them we might not be able we may not know them, but they're known to just the very people out there. So if you're out there, if you're watching this on social media, and you would like to share an experience, if you would want us to talk more about a specific topic, in anxiety and anxiety, or just under mental health at large, leave us a comment. Or for those in the meeting, you can just leave a message in the chat. But for now, in probably about 10 minutes, we will have to close this discussion. So maybe a takeaway for me is, I know Mary has said this, but it's important for us to have enough sleep, you know. If you don't rest enough, your stress levels and are going to go higher. Research shows it, evidence shows it, that if you don't sleep enough, you're actually going to be stressed out more than somebody who does. We're not saying that people who sleep enough don't get stressed out or don't get anxious, but then you're trying to eliminate like all these options. And then, well, we have listening to good music. I turn down my anxiety through good music, and I'm glad to hear Mary does that as well. Music is really uh, plays a very big role. Science is starting to understand that, and a lot of research is showing how there's a part in our brain that never forgets music or music notes. So that's something really interesting. I don't know whether it's the left or right brain, but then it's amazing, you know. Just imagine your brain has a portion of it that actually allows music to actually come through. So imagine if you channel just the right music for you, and it's just amazing. And you know, anxiety also happens in the creatives field, or we musicians, or poets, or you know, even managers for there's a lot of anxiety going on, and because of the complexity, or the dynamics in the music industry, a lot of things can actually get you anxious. Even a performance that you're going to go for in the next minute, or maybe in the next week, you know. So yeah, I want to thank you all for tuning into this session. Um, if you have more questions, please drop them in the comment box. Um, and follow our channels, follow our pages to get to know when is the next meeting. And we'll also be sharing a recorded video of this meeting in case you may want to go back to what we've talked about, or you may want to share this with other people. Mary, I am so grateful to you for sparing your time to always be around for these sessions. And thank you. Thank you so much.
We
Okay,
are
so
here to make a difference.
yeah. So we'll be closing the meeting in about 2 minutes. So yeah, we can call this ended for now.
Okay. Thank you so much, Benjamin. Thank you for making me part of this amazing journey where we get to put our help out there, where we get to let people know that help is out there. I am so sorry that I need to rush. I got another meeting, but thank you so much, Martin. I've seen people commenting. Thank you so much, everyone that has joined us. Hopefully next week, these guys also spread the word, sorry, and they let another friend know, so that we get to, engage. And hopefully, Benjamin, I think you could do a post and ask anyone that would want to actually be part of us to present something. Let's hear from someone else on a different topic. I could be present, but someone else that maybe is not a profession, but has some knowledge about this. I think we can discuss about that, me and you. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for this opportunity. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health. Seek for help when you need the help. And remember, be patient with yourself
and forgive yourself. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.
Okay.